You see, this is a Bible. This Bible right here. Nowhere in the Old Testament is it prophesied that the Messiah and Christ was to be the Son of God. In the Old Testament and the Old Testament prophecies, including Isaiah 9:6, it tells you he has to be God himself. The child, the Messiah, Christ, has to be God himself. Therefore, in the New Testament, this was infiltrated in that Jesus was the Son of God and kept praying up to and addressing and communicating with God in heaven, the Heavenly Father, the Father who was supposed to be the Messiah and Christ, and then that Jesus was the Son of God. And this is enormous deception. It's drastic deception. Jesus of Nazareth was not the Son of God. Ted is not the Son of God. Ted is God himself. Ted is the one God, the one living God. Ted is the one and only and complete God. For over 2 years, Ted was deceived drastically by Satan, the demons, on all sorts of things. It was unbelievable deception. And you can see some of that in Ted's writing, where Ted was hearing enormously from Satan, the demons. And by the way, those cuss like the worst pimps you've ever heard. Therefore, all of this very careful language in your religious movies showing Satan talking very carefully to Jesus is completely off base and inaccurate. Those cuss like the worst pimps, okay? Constantly. Ted was hearing constant cussing from Satan the demons for years. And now Ted has a little bit of a cussing problem, some want to say, but he wants to use some of these words and say and judge they're not cussing and use them to label and to offend and to enormously offend for certain sin, certain evil behavior, and certain behavior. That's another whole discussion, maybe an argument for some. But what you have to get straight is Ted is not the Son of God, and nowhere in the Old Testament is it prophesied that the Messiah in Christ has to be or is the Son of God. It's prophesied that he is God himself, the one God, the one living God, the one and only and complete God. This is what is prophesied. Therefore, all of you teaching and preaching that the Messiah and Christ are the Son of God are completely off base on his identity. That's an enormous deception. It definitely is easily proven that Jesus was a false Messiah and a false Christ, if that's what you want to prove. Though Ted keeps hearing out spiritually, he is the second coming of Jesus Christ. Therefore, that was a first coming. This was the first coming. He's the second coming. But it can be proven from the Old Testament because the Messiah and Christ were prophesied to be God himself, never anywhere the Son of God.